Hello everyone, I am Stephanie with JesusWired, here with the band Behold the Beloved.
Hey!
Thanks so much guys, I appreciate you taking the time.
Hey, thanks for having us. Thanks for you.
So how did you guys all meet and come together as a band?
Ooh. Jeffrey, you did a good job with this.
Okay, well, I think, if I remember right, it's been a little while. Sean, what's your name again?
Sean.
Yeah. Sean and I were doing a youth conference with another band that was doing, I guess it was like their last show as a band. They were called Beyond the Call, and they were doing a youth conference in New Jersey, and they needed some instruments to fill in. So we were kind of the fill-ins for that weekend. And after that weekend, we thought, hey, God's doing something here. Maybe we should, form something. So that's how it became about. We kind of a collaboration of a band and then, two bands, sort of.
I like a worship band.
Yeah.
We got together and we just reformed everything and called ourselves Behold the Beloved. And eventually our lead singer at that time stepped out. And so I stepped forward to be the new headman, what do you call it?
Headmaster.
Headbanger. Yeah. And Jeff knew Sheldon because they go to church together. So we got a new drummer because I was on drums at the time. So we got a new drummer. And then Sheldon has a brother, Jason, who I work with, and then we're like another guitarist. And at that time, we had a different bass player that could do part-time, but things kept picking up that we wanted somebody full-time. And I knew Tim way back from a church I used to go to. So we've been this core for 3 years now.
Okay, yeah. Very cool. So what would you say is your mission as a band?
Well, our mission statement is to encourage the church, honor and glorify God through music, and encourage the church, but also to challenge non-believers as well. So kind of hit both sides of the spectrum there, so that we're bringing forth God's word to encourage believers that are already Christians, but then also to be able to share the gospel to non-believers. So it's kind of our main focus to kind of do both.
Yeah. It's cool to have bands that have good music and also positive message and are encouraging. So who would you say are some artists that have inspired you, either as far as your faith or musically?
Jason.
It's always hard having 5 guys here.
Yeah, go for
it.
it.
I think it's different at different times. I know for me, I would have grown up listening to Cutlass, Pillar, Disciple, Petra, and I think Jeff would have listened to pretty much only 80s.
Like anything that came in a cassette. Yeah.
What's that?
It's true.
So yeah, those bands definitely played a huge part. And as far as lyrically, I think we really always appreciated the clear message that especially like Disciple or Petra, those bands were putting out there. And that was something we decided we wanted to model. We had kind of started out playing mostly worship covers and stuff like that. So we didn't want to lose that worship feel and that clear lyrical element to the band when we started moving more into the rock side of things. So
yeah, because we all have, we all in here are worship leaders at our churches and are heavily involved in worship at our churches. So we all have that instilled in us. And so like day one when we started to this day, we still like to incorporate some of those influences. I grew up listening to Delirious and Jesus culture, and so they still have an influence in the way that we sound and write. But also these rock bands we all grew up with have a huge influence as well. So we kind of mix and match what we like, and that's who we've become. And it's really easy and sometimes challenging to be able to be like, well, this is what the other bands do, and let's go do what they're doing. But we see God just continue to open doors with the way we're doing things, and it might not be the catchiest tune or the greatest lyrics, but it's the lyrics that He's given to us. It's the style and the sound that He's given to us, and as long as we walk in that, doors will continue to open and lives will be changed. So that's what we're going to continue to do.
Very cool. So a couple years ago, you guys had covered the worship song "Oceans." Does that song have any special meaning to you guys?
It's just like, oh, I just decided to play it. You want me? You?
Isn't there a joke about this?
Yeah, there is a
anyway.
joke. I think
What are you going to
I'll answer this one. Yeah, I really love when Oceans came out. It was, I mean, everybody loved every church in America, around the world did this song, and then every radio station covered the song every 3 minutes. So it was just the lyrics are true and amazing. And just talking about like no matter what you go through, instead of like looking down at the waves and letting them suck you in, just to look up and like God guide you. And because it was so popular and where we were as a band, I'm like, this is a song we could cover and everybody would be able to sing along with us and be on the same page and worship with us. But I wasn't ready to do an 8-minute song on stage. So I said to the guys, I said, hey, let's do Oceans. Let's double the tempo, speed it up, and then put our own style on it. And Jason looks at me and goes, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And he goes, but we'll try it. And it's been, it's been a song we've played for many years now, and everybody enjoys it. And it did really well. So that led us to make a kind of a rule. Well, I made a decision to make this rule that every album that we release will always have one new cover song of something that's come out. So this new album, we put in a new cover song. But Oceans, and I think we're going to play Oceans tonight. It's just everybody knows it and everybody can identify with it, so why not sing all together?
Yeah, it's a fun, different take on the song. It's not something that you would normally hear on the radio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting. So what would you say would be your dream tour lineup to be a part of?
Can we take people out of retirement?
Sure.
Okay. That's key.
Not back to life.
What's the easiest way to do this with 5 guys here? How about everybody names one, and that'll be our dream lineup. Does that sound cool?
Okay.
All right, Jason, you can start.
Sure. Theocracy.
Theocracy,
Petra. Disciple.
Pillar,
Skillet?
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Fun tour.
I would love that.
Let's go right now.
Make it
All
happen.
these guys.
So for our viewers who might not be aware, you guys just released a new record called No Surrender. What was your favorite part of that recording process?
None. I hate recording.
I loved every minute of it. Well, we got to go to a new facility. We got to see a new facility on it. Our producer and recording engineer has moved to a new facility now, and it's state of the art, and it's very awesome. So we got to see a place called Rocklitis, which has a great recording
Yeah.
room
A huge
for live drums.
catalog of big name people who get to stop by there. So it's cool.
Yeah, so that's one nice thing. I got to see that place. Yeah,
Very cool.
among many other things.
I think recording allows songs to come alive more. I think it's easy for us to write it and then practice it, but it's not until you have to sing lyric lines over and over again for recording and play your parts that you're really harping into certain things and you're just like letting it flow, and then you're hearing it and your ears start to develop more. And so you had an idea of the song and you didn't know it could go from 0 to 60 just like that, and it speaks to you in a different way. So I don't like the recording stuff. I'm not a recording person. It's just a long time, a lot of hard work. No, okay, time out. That came out wrong. It's a long time away from family. And then now we have to hit the road. But one thing is, it allows me to engage more in each song and really know what I'm singing and allow it to like build up in my heart and realize, okay, yeah, like believe it to be true. It's not just lyrics I'm going to sing. These are things that really actually encourage me.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. It's like in the midst of the writing process and the recording process that we really get to test like what we're writing about and what we're singing and decide like, is this what we truly believe? Does this line up with the Bible and what we're preaching to people? And like, are we living out what we're singing? And oftentimes, especially with this album, some of these songs have become like a heart cry for me. Like I listen to them not just because we wrote them, but because they actually like speak to a part of my soul for a certain season, and that's really cool, I think. So
It's actually a good lead into the next question. Do you guys have a favorite song on the album or songs, and why?
You wrote most of them.
You wrote most of them.
It changes. Every time I listen to it, I feel like it definitely is between a couple though. Kind of bouncing from the last question, one of my favorite things is watching a song grow from the initial thought of a lyric or something that starts the song off, the little spark that becomes a flame. See what I did there?
Yeah, that was good. That was a reference to one of his songs. Except it's a good thing.
Yeah, so I get an idea for a lyric or something like that, so it kind of starts this wave of the song, and you get to watch that build, and then you actually get to drop the album, get to see what it becomes, and then now I'm listening to him, and last night I went back and I found my original demo of the song "Shock the Water," and it sounds horrible. It's terrible because I don't sing, and it was super dubby voice and grungy guitar and everything, and but then to go from hearing that to what "Shock the Water" has become, I'd say between that one and "Trenches" for me, because I think those are the two that I fought with the most to write. They're very deep as far as I felt like I had to reach into my heart pretty far to write them. So I think those two are the most personal to me. Makes me almost emotional to hear them actually produced, or I should say it does make me emotional to hear them produced and actually allowing the rest of the world to hear them. So.
For me, it's probably Trenches. Yeah, I enjoy the musically. I appreciate it, but I also appreciate it more lyrically. Yeah.
It's interesting how each one, definitely has a different part in your heart for it. Emotionally, but even instrumentally. Different parts of each song that I always look forward to playing, or I look forward to recording. So kind of have it looking at that way. So Uncaged is definitely a fun one just to play, and just it's just a lot going on, a lot of moving parts. But yeah, as far as just to listen back, Trenches is definitely high up there. Playing the Fire is also a one that really, again, is really fun to play. One of my favorite ones to do live, but definitely can speak into certain parts of life that we can all deal with from time to time. So
yeah, Playing with Fire would be one of mine, just because it talks about going through fires in your life and being consumed with them and just letting God pull you out of it. And so I've gone through that in my life plenty of times, so that one definitely speaks to me in that way. But I think the softer side of the album, Rescue Me, really has an emotional part to it, and it was really fun doing that song. And just that's another song where as you're singing, it's just these are the words I'm singing, and then you're feeling everything that you're singing. So I would say Rescue Me is definitely one of my favorites.
I would also say another one of our softer songs. It's called Abandoned Ship, and it's just pretty simple, especially compared to Trenches and Shock the Water. They're more intricate songs musically, but Abandoned Ship is really just kind of a simple song that's really about God speaking to me, and it's the world has you on this ship. Basically, it's taking you to a certain place. And there's certain expectations, you need to do this and do this to get to where you want to be in life. And God is saying that's not the plan I have for you. So abandon that ship and trust me because I've looked out for you this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that song just really speaks to me. I like that one a lot. So I think that one is probably my favorite.
Yeah, cool. So you guys have a song called Come Alive, and you got to work with Kevin Young, Disciple. So how was that experience?
It was good. I think I had most of the hand in contact-wise. After we did a show 3 years ago with Disciple, I got to keep in contact with Josiah Prince and talk about a few things, and he's helped us grow a lot in certain areas in what we do. And we wrote Come Alive, and it was just about there, and we're man, it's just missing something. And it was missing. I looked at the guys as Kevin would be great for this verse, for this part bridge. And we all just looked like, yeah, but what are the chances we can do that? So I reached out and like, hey, I want to present a song to you. If you believe in it, if you like it, and you want to sing on it, I would love to know. And he checked it out, and then he got back to me and said he would do it. So we weren't able to get together and do it together, but we sent everything his way. Josiah mixed all his stuff. We got to go back and forth and talk about different ways. I had an idea in my head how he was going to sing things, and he taught us new things because he totally did it his way, which taught us new things on melodies. And he killed his part, and it was exactly like, I knew it was missing that one thing, and once we heard it, it's like, yep, it just took it to that next step. So yeah, he did an excellent job with that.
Yeah, it definitely works well.
I was a little panicked when I realized that I had to write verse 2 yet, and that was the one that Kevin was going to sing. And so I had, like, while I'm writing, like, okay, I have to hear Kevin's voice sing this part. So
Bunnies and unicorns.
Yeah. So it was like no pressure, but yeah, he did an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was a huge honor to have him singing our lyrics and a song that we wrote. I think it was just a huge honor.
Yeah, we have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
Yeah. You guys are going to be touring with them soon, right?
We did just play with them last weekend.
Yeah.
We were with them in Mannheim, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we did the first show yesterday.
But no tour lined up yet.
There's no tour lined up right now.
Okay. So what's the message that you hope people get from this new album?
It's a big one. It's a big one.
Yeah.
Obviously, the title track, No Surrender, it's a huge war theme. And we go through our own personal wars all the time. And wars are easy to give up on when they get tough and when it seems like there's no end to it or there's no winning. And that's how life goes. And sometimes it's easy just to give up when you're stuck in those trenches, just constantly fighting and doing it on your own. But there's a God out there who loves us and who's always there for us and says you don't have to do it on your own, that I'm here right by your side. So he basically encourages us to take that white flag that we always carry and ready to wave up and just tells us to burn it. So all these songs, I feel like, lead up to that song, Trenches, which is what the album's based on, just saying, like, never give up, always believe in him, like, God loves us unconditionally. So to always strive to further our relationship with him, no matter what the world puts at us and no matter how beaten down we feel.
Because through him is our victory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
We trust in Christ to give us the power to live, give us the grace to fight on. And so hopefully it's encouraging to the church. For one thing, it's encouraging to the church as a body to say, hey, we do win in the end, and Christ will win. And there's a battle going on, and we need to decide which side we're on. And so hopefully that's something that is well understood in the album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen some feedback online, people, saying how much certain songs mean to them. So definitely think you guys are getting that message out there.
It's good. Yeah, we like to hear that. It's very encouraging to us when we see stuff on social media. It's not one of those things like, oh, like, look at us. It really does just encourage us. Be like, okay, like, the words that God gave us, they understand what God's telling us and they're getting it too. So, yeah, it's awesome.
All right, so one last question. I always like to end with a fun question. So if you guys could have any superpower, what would you choose and why?
Man.
Oh, if I could just play guitar.
Oh, Jeff.
I mean, like really good. Like,
Oh, Jeff.
Superpower.
That's not serious. Yeah.
So basically, Jeff is a superhero already.
I think for me it'd be flying because I hate traffic. Like I just despise.
Can you make the whole
being
bus fly?
stuck
Would that be cool? We could all just
in- Maybe if I'd get under it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
can fly and somebody wants, like, super strength.
Yeah. So
Neat.
I just don't like traffic. So
Yeah, I'd be down to fly. I think flying's mine too because I don't trust man-made things to fly me places. I'm scared of planes. But if I could just trust myself to fly, yeah, I would say flying. I like that.
I think I'll do you one better. I would say teleporting would be cool.
Oh.
You know,
You could
Yeah.
just skip the
forgot
trip.
about that one.
but I mean, like the journey is part of the fun too. If you're flying and you're like seeing all this stuff around you, teleporting, you're just like there. But that would
And you don't know what kind of mind games that messes with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that would work.
Yeah.
That'd be probably bad for your health.
Yeah, it's probably bad for your health.
Probably, yeah, that's bad for your health. Gives you cancer or something.
Jason,
I don't care. I would teleport.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
We play our show and go be at home for the evening or whatever, you know, hang out with the kids and then play the show. Like, all right, you guys are sound checking for the next hour. I'm gonna go home.
Oh, okay.
That would be really nice.
I think turning back time would be good.
Yeah, that or invisibility. I think invisible.
You only got one.
I know, but he took
What are you, Superman?
he took teleporting, so
Okay.
I would take invisible.
He took. Okay.
Be fun.
All right. What did you say, Jeff?
I'm not sure. I was just
Sit
thinking.
back and use the turn back time.
Turning back time would be cool because you can enjoy the time you have, and then you can undo your mistakes and start over if you do something
So you're just
stupid.
living in the past.
No, you could redo your past.
Oh, okay. So you never grow.
I just got deep.
No, you would grow faster and better every time.
Oh.
Or eat whatever you like with no side effects.
Listen, you already had two. What are you doing?
Can I exchange
No.
I think I changed my mind.
All right, well, thank you guys again. I appreciate your time.
And thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We appreciate it.
And make sure you all get plugged into Jesus Wired.